Assalamu alaikum. It's Umar here. Today I would like to describe about orthomyxo and paramyxo virus. This is a picture of paramyxo virus. This is a picture of measles. In measles, this is a cochlear spot. In measles, you can see this cochlear spot, which is a bright red spot. This is a bright red spot. Cochlear spot is bright red spot with blue white center on buccal mucosa. It is followed 1 to 2 days after maculopapular rash. In measles, all the features you can easily remember by a mnemonic called C, that means cough, coryza, conjunctivitis, and C or K, cochlear spot. And in here you can get this confluent rash, which is also known as maculopapular rash. And the other C is you can get a cell called what the F cell, that means Wardin Finkle giant cell. What the F, that means Wardin Finkle giant cell. You can get this cell, these giant cell. Sorry for the disturbance. So in measles, or also known as rubella, you can get this feature that you can get on examination. You will get this bright red spot with a blue white center on the buccal mucosa, which is known as cochlear spot. There is cough, coryza, conjunctivitis, and cough and confluent rash. And you can get a giant cell which is a fused lymphocyte known as WADF, that means Wardin Finkle cell. It is in the background of paracortical hyperplasia. In measles, actually we gave vitamin A supplementation to reduce the morbidity and mortality. In measles, you can give vitamin A supplementation to reduce the mortality and morbidity, and particularly in malnourished person, particularly in malnourished baby. Pneumonia is the most common cause of measles associated death. You have to remember that pneumonia is the most common cause of measles associated death. And in measles, you can get the possible sequelae like SSPE, subacute sclerosing panencephalitis, or encephalitis, or giant cell pneumonia, which is very rare. Giant cell pneumonia, which is very rare, but this is the possible sequelae you will get in measles. In measles, why there is rash? Because cytotoxic T cell will hamper the measles baby's endothelium. It will first infect the endothelium. Cytotoxic T cell will infect the endothelium, and causing this rash. In measles, there is more chance of having stillbirth, and there is risk of developing congenital abnormality. Now I would like to describe about mumps. This is a picture of mumps. You can get the parotitis. In mumps, you can easily remember by pom-poms. That means parotitis, orchitis, meningitis, you will get pancreatitis. All the inflammation will happen in case of mumps, and in mumps usually we do not prescribe any antiviral or other antibiotic because it will not gonna work. It's a self-limiting disease, it will goes by its own, but you have to monitor that. If there is any significant condition is happening or not. If the baby is happening meningitis, then you have to take it very seriously, but this parotitis will go by its own. Now this is a picture of rubella. Before jumping into rubella, I would like to discuss other parainfluenza virus like acute laryngotracheobronchitis. This is a picture of acute laryngotracheobronchitis. This is stipple sign, or this is stipple sign. You will see in the acute laryngotracheobronchitis stipple sign. In acute laryngotracheobronchitis, which is caused by parainfluenza, this disease is also known as croup. In here, there is a seal barking cough. There is seal like barking cough. There is barking cough. This is IL. But in here there is barking cough, and there is inspiratory stridor. There is inspiratory stridor. And in here there is narrowing of the upper trachea and subglottis. These two characteristics. There is narrowing of the upper trachea and subglottis, which leads to characteristics stipple sign on X-ray, and severe croup can lead to pulsus paradoxus. Severe croup can cause a pulsus paradoxus secondary to upper airway obstruction. So this is all about the parainfluenza virus. This is a picture of the influenza virus. In influenza virus is orthomyxo virus. Influenza is orthomyxo virus. Influenza is orthomyxo virus. It is single-stranded RNA virus, and it is all segmented virus. This segmented virus, and in here, influenza virus can change its nature by its characteristics for genetic shift and drift. Genetic shift in endemics and drift in endemics. That means in shift there is major changes, major reassortment of the viral genomic segment, and in genetic drift there is minor change in the mutation, minor change in hemoglobin or neuraminidase gene. In influenza virus there is reformulated vaccine. The flu shot contain the viral strains likely to appear during the flu season. Actually, what happens in here that in this year influenza viral vaccine would be the previous year's flu vaccine happened in the body of the human. Actually, we take the samples who are recovered the previous year. We take the serum of that sample and we inject the next year to fight with that influenza virus. And the changes made by this year, because Influenza has plenty of strains. It can change its mutation by this process. So one vaccine is not suitable for this type of virus. So we have to change the flu shot everywhere. That is a thing. Actually, killed vaccine is mostly used, but you can give live vaccine too. But live vaccine should not be given through intranasally because it can't develop in layers. It can, as it is temporary sensitive, so it can develop in layers. So you have should not give intranasally, but it is destroyed by lung. It is destroyed by lung. And the last thing I would like to discuss about the rubella. Rubella is a different toga viridi. Rubella is not orthomyxo, paramyxo. This is toga viridi, and it is known as German measles. German measles or 3 days measles. German measles or 3 days measles. In here there is fine maculopapular rash, fine maculopapular rash that starts on face, and spreads centrifugally to involve the trunk and extremity, and spreads centrifugally to involve trunk and extremities. It is one of the torches. And it will show this type of rash that is known as blueberry muffin rash. Blueberry muffin rash. It appears due to dermal extramedullary hematopoiesis, and in congenital rubella syndrome there is PDA, deafness, mental retardation, and cataract. In congenital rubella syndrome infect during the first trimester. Okay, that's all for today.